All right. Oh my gosh. We are here 2024. Oh, Miss Audrey, I forgot to tell you, I am my own sound effect. I am the person, I do my own sound effects and all that stuff. Forgot to tell you that in the green room. So this was a surprise moment for you. So just know that. We are so thankful that each and every person has joined us for our 2024 first episode, setting the groundwork for the Dumping Ground show. We have a heavy hitter in the building whose resume is beyond 27 plus years of service and different things. So first of all, I just want to say thank you so much, Miss Audrey, for being here. But I have to run through our announcements and different things, but your face is the first thing popped up. So I had to give your props at that moment. So again, Dumping Ground family, thank you so much for supporting us in 2023. We have provided our stats on our website, on our YouTube, of how the accomplishment we have made in 2023. And I could not have done it without you. So I personally want to hug each and every one of you who's support, share, like, follow, subscribe, all those beautiful words that we say in the YouTube world. Thank you so much for supporting us. We couldn't do this without you. And we just always want to start off with thanking each and every listener for taking part in this journey with us. That was my smile for you. As you guys know, all our shows are archived. We have our YouTube live. And then the next day, these shows are on our podcast. So you get to take a journey with us if you like podcasts. Follow us on podcasts. We're on podcasts. You can check us out on all the podcast outlets, all the stops, all the good stuff too. Enough about those amazing announcements. You guys know each year we have a quote, right? Last year we talked about vision, executing, making a plan, do all of those things. This year we are focusing on community, getting out of ourselves, serving, even in your business, in your nonprofits, getting out of yourself, serving community, building a circle, building a network. Iron sharpens iron to make each other's better, to make each other great, right? And none other than our amazing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we celebrated his birthday on Monday, right? Well, we're taking a quote that he said, everybody can be great because everybody can serve. That's going to be our focus. So every time you listen to the Dumping Ground, wherever you like, you're going to keep hearing us talk about community, building, service. That's our focus, getting out of ourselves because we're here to serve and help one another, right? We are celebrating each segment. We're celebrating our win because we cannot take that away because you want to be celebrated in your small wins, big wins, whoever. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And you need to celebrate each bite that you take because it's a big elephant, right? Big project, big goal, one bite at a time. So we're still keeping celebrating your win, right? So Miss Audrey is in the house. This global footprint in the Gwinnett area, Gwinnetian area. She is representing our Gwinnett Women Commerce president. She's the president of the Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And she's here today. She has so many accolades. She has books. She's been in media. She has her own show, Good Morning Gwinnett. Oh my God, I'm so excited that we're setting the tone with this amazing individual who took an opportunity to come and rock with the dumping ground. We want to give you your flowers while you live, Miss Audrey. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I feel like I want to interview you. I'm like, how did you get the name The Dumping Ground? That's a cute name.
Thank you. My husband, honey. He said, Makisha, you're always helping. You're always doing something. You're always encouraging people. How about you take people problems and create solutions? Because I'm a solution based. I work in corporate America and everything is solution based. So it's like, why don't you transfer some of those into? You love to talk to people, so this is a great opportunity for you. So that's how it began 4 years ago. Yay!
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you so much. So again, thank you so much for setting our tone for 2024. You are the big league. You ain't nothing to play with. Your resumes ain't nothing to play with. And we're grateful that you are here to rock with us. So let's start off with your win. I know you got some amazing things going on, so we can plug in and support you.
I think my biggest win is we are facilitating the Georgia A.I Summit. I know by now you guys have heard about AI because it's all over the place, but we're having a summit on Friday. And honestly, the big win for me is that it's almost over. It's almost over because I am just not an events person. So, but I'm excited because there are a lot of people who are going to be attending that event. I got to give a shout out to Gwinnett County Government Economic Development Department for being one of our sponsors, and also Atlanta Tech Park for being one of our sponsors for this event. So it's a great event, and I'm happy that we are doing it. Even though I'm not the events person, I am happy that we are, facilitating this and getting people involved and opening up doors so they can see how, AI can actually help them in their business, but also, maybe they want to start a business in AI. So that's exciting.
That is because remember we were talking about in the green room when you sent me over your bio, and I had to go to one of our AIs, and I was like, please make this resume, this bio, short with bullets because you have done so much. Like Good Morning Gwinnett, like what? Like that is so amazing that your podcast and you got girl, you got books, you've been on TV, like you ain't nothing to play with. This, like, tell me how do you get into the media? Like, tell me how you decide to do media.
Yeah, so back way back, we so I had an idea to invent this doll. So I'm the inventor of the first plus size fashion doll, along with my business partner Georgia Taylor, who's also the vice president of the chamber. I had an idea for the plus size fashion doll, and I ran an idea by her, and she was a doll collector at the time. I didn't know she was a doll collector, and she was like, she had just bought a doll that cost like $250. I was like, people pay that kind of money for a doll, and she had a whole collection of them. So my first thing, we about to be rich, that's exactly what I said. We're about to be rich. But anyway, I was able to get the idea for the doll out my head and get it into a physical doll. And someone had written a story about us. I think it was in Heart and Soul magazine. And I went into this print shop to make copies of the article because I was so excited. So when I went into the print shop, the guy was launching a newspaper. And I said to him, I'm an entrepreneur, because by now, like, I'm an entrepreneur. Can I write an article for your newspaper? He was like, sure. So I started out writing a column on entrepreneurship. And I just fell in love with media at that point. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I started writing the column. Then he asked me, did I want to be the editor of the newspaper? And I was like, yeah. So then I became the editor. So while I was trying to run a doll company, I was also the editor of this newspaper. And it was a very intriguing field. And then what happened was this guy that I knew from college, he came in one day and he saw the newspaper. He's like, I'm gonna start a newspaper. I'm like, just like that. So he started a newspaper. So when he started his newspaper, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm the editor. I'm about to start a newspaper. So I did. I started a newspaper called Women in Business Today. And so I had a newspaper, and those two guys had a newspaper. And that's kind of how I started. But what happened was there was a gentleman who saw the newspaper, my newspaper, and asked me to be a guest on his radio show. He said, I want you to come on and be a guest, talk about what you do. And I said, okay. And I became a guest, and he liked me so much, he asked me to co-host a show with him. So I had a show on tradition. I had two shows on traditional radio. And one was called the Ask Audrey Show, and one was called Women in Business Today, because I kept with my theme of Women in Business Today. So I kept with the theme, and that's how I got into media.
Man, listen, that it's all about at the right place, at the right time. And the network is what we're talking about. That is our focus on this year. You don't know who, what, and how someone can help you, push you into whatever. Like you said, you're not even an event planner, but look at you out here making this. Right. You said, I'm not even an event planner, because I was like, clearly you are, and clearly they trust your judgment to let you have this opportunity to do this, because they know you have the expertise, even though you probably in your mind like, this is not what I do. You stretching yourself in your business, and the fruit of your labor is going to be on Friday. So and I know you're going to probably kick your legs up and be like, woo.
I am.
Guess what they're going to do? Miss Audrey, what's next?
Woo. Yeah. You know, being the president of the chamber, it keeps us very, very busy. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we're always trying to make sure that we have events that's going to empower the women. So even though I hate event planning, we like last year when we launched the chamber, we had about 14 to 16 events a month.
Oh my God.
It was crazy, to the point where the members like, no more, please. We don't want any more events, please. So we narrowed it down this year to like 5. And so now, and it's kind of, we mix them up a little bit. So it's not like, because it was too much, you know, they are entrepreneurs, but they're also mothers and wives and teachers and all these other things. And it was too much. So it was too much for me, but we were doing it. So now we only have a few events this year, like every month. So that's great for us. But, you know, the summit is our major event. And that's because we really want, especially women, to understand how to leverage. I'm a tech junkie. Like, I love tech. So I want people to understand how to leverage this technology and how to implement it into their business, or look at it as a way to start a new business or a side hustle.
Absolutely. Well, man, and what's the time for the summit? When is do you have to be a Gwinnett resident to attend this summit, or like, what's the criteria for the groundwork for this summit?
Yeah, no criteria. You just have to be. Well, I got to tell you, registration closes tonight at 11:59. Registration closes tonight at 11:59. Sorry, you can be anywhere in the world, as long as you can get here by Friday at 9 o'clock. But registration closes tonight at 11:59, and I had to do that because we have to give our partners a head count, so we'll know exactly how much food to bring in, how many seats we need to have laid out, and you know, people will be like last minute. Like, so today is it, and I've been sending out emails like 11:59. I'm shutting it down. I have to, though, because you want to make sure that, you know, we don't oversell. We want to make sure that we have enough food and everything for everybody, because it's a long day. You know, it's 9 to 4, I think it is. So we want to make sure that within that time, it's enough space, it's enough food, it's all of these things. But no, you don't have to live. You can live anywhere you want to. If you are interested in learning about AI and robotics, we have a robotics engineer who is going to be one of our speakers. He's amazing. His name is Ishmael. He is amazing. It's so funny. When I first met him, I thought he was a rapper. Look at one of my other events, and this is just goes to show you really can't judge a book by its cover. He was very handsome. I thought he was a rapper. He has 5 degrees, and he's a robotics engineer.
Oh my God!
And so he's one of our speakers. Atlanta Tech Park, which is one of our partners. That whole entire building is owned by Robin. Like, she owns it all. She holds 17 patents. She's one of our speakers. We have the county, Chantel Williams, who's from the county. She's an economic development manager for the county of Gwinnett. She's a speaker. So we got Victoria. She's a software engineer. Opie, he's a software engineer. We have a great panel of people. We got cybersecurity. So how does that play into the whole AI? It's like we have Milani. The panel is just amazing. And so anybody that's in Gwinnett right now, you're thinking, well, how do I fit this in? I mean, I don't want to learn anything new. Here's what you got to think about. You may not need to learn anybody new. We got some amazing people in that room. We have, I can't never say his name. He has it's an S. He knows what I'm talking about.
Right.
But he helps people launch companies, AI companies. That's what he does. So you may not have the time, you may not have the skills to do this kind of work, but there are people in the room who do.
Right.
There are networking opportunities for you to come in and say, you know what, I don't know who I'm meeting in this room, but I need to be in the room. And so we just wanted to say that.
Listen, you got some heavy hitters in the room who's willing to sow seeds, because those are seeds into other people to make you successful. Sometimes you have to outsource some things. I know some of us are solopreneurs, and we're from the rooter to the tutor. I'm from the South, as we say. But some stuff you have to set a little small budget aside to outsource to make it great for the long haul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is a great opportunity, especially because AI is taking over. AI is the next social media, and you need to tap in now. I remember MySpace. We were actually talking to. I went to QT. And we were talking to the QT, the clerk, and he was like, "Man, I'm ready for us to go back to MySpace days." He says, "This social media is getting out of hand." And I said, "Yeah, well, at least you only had one good friend. His name was Tim. Tim was everybody's friend on MySpace. Like if you didn't have nobody else, Tim was your guy. You know what I'm saying?" But I'm saying we have evolved from MySpace. Think about if we would have got involved in technology at that point in time, or social media, we would probably been rich right now.
But you know what, Makisha? This is the funny part, right? Do you remember Black Planet?
Yes.
You remember so think about MySpace, Black Planet. I'm trying to think of what else there was. There was MySpace, Black Planet, and it was something else. But we didn't know, you know what I mean? Like, even I took a look at my YouTube channel a couple of months ago. It made me sick to my stomach when I looked at it. And the reason it made me sick was because YouTube started in 2005.
Oh, yeah.
I launched my first YouTube channel in 2006 with a full-blown show called Sister Inc. Full-blown show, not knowing what that would become, right? And by the time the world had caught up, I was burned out.
Oh my God.
I'm burned out. I don't want to do this anymore. This is not making me money, and I'm like, but if we had known then what we now, things would have been different. Here's what we can't do. We can't do what we've done before. We're telling you, you're telling your people, I'm telling your people, I'm telling my people, you need to understand AI. You need to understand the opportunities. Don't be left behind. Yes, you may be a little early to the game, but guess what? Jump in early and stay in.
Absolutely.
I've been podcasting since 2009.
Oh my God.
2009. So when but I got burned out because I was one of the first ones doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
By the time it caught up in 2013, I'm already burnt out, and everybody's, oh my God, it's this thing called podcasting. And I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? So you don't want to be me in 2006. You don't want to be me in 2009. You want to be right here where you are, both feet in, 10 toes down.
Man, I remember when podcasts first came out, that's when the little iPods and stuff, all that stuff was popping, and you all do it and everything. And then it phased out, it just kind of phased out. And then all of a sudden it just cranked that soldier boy all the way back up. Like everybody named Mama is on podcasts and stuff. The same thing with YouTube. I remember YouTube being small and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, YouTube. But man, do you not understand? YouTube is a whole thing. Like you can learn so much. One of my mentors, she has her show prior to it called Mrs. Pie. and she had a financial advisor on there, and she was telling like they're like we're in the year of where you can go on University YouTube, but you need to make sure you watching the right person, and you can learn about finances. Like there ain't no excuses no more when you got University of YouTube in the world right now. Like even like I remember my husband trying to do his breaks, and he would go on YouTube, and YouTube will tell him step by step what to do.
Yep.
I mean, think
Yep.
about the and that's how AI is going to be. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
AI is going to be able to tell you from everything in between. I know college students, y'all better stop though. College students out here using AI to write their papers. They fail to realize is if you're doing it, five other students are doing it too.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna end up turning in the same paper, and the professor gonna be looking like, bruh, something ain't right in the water.
Yeah.
So there's certain caveats that you can, and certain caveats that you don't take no risk to. I would one of my I was doing. My niece had introduced to me because her boyfriend codes for Chat GPT. I had no idea what that was. And once I enter into the world of Chat GPT, my whole life has
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah. ChatGPT is definitely no joke. It's and what's crazy is I don't know if you know, but OpenAI, which is the company that owns ChatGPT, they recently opened up an app store, a
Yes,
GPT store, right? So
yes,
when we first got the notification, the first thing I did was let me go in there and make me some GPTs. So I went in there and
okay.
made like 8, right? And I'm like, yeah, this is great. But the flip side to that is Chat GPT is amazing, but there are other platforms out there. And even if you don't know how to code, right? Like right now, we have an initiative that we're implementing. It's called Uplift to Upskill to Uplift, and
Mhm.
it's really teaching people how to become chatbot engineers, or if they want to go into the solar space, because that's another space that we sleep on. We sleep on all the spaces, right? And I'm
Wow.
telling people, don't sleep on these spaces. They're not going anywhere. If you look around at the tech. We know tech is not going anywhere. AI is making people's lives too easy, so it's not going anywhere. It's a solution. When NFTs first came out, I
Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna do an NFT,
Right,
but
right, right.
even though I did one, I could not figure out well what is the real use case for
I
this. I really like
know.
I couldn't figure it out, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I did it,
Right.
and that fizzled out. There was no real use case for NFTs. For
Mhm.
AI, they are huge use cases, and
Absolutely.
it gets smarter and smarter and smarter. And all
Absolutely.
you gotta do is pay attention. See, when NFTs came out, you have some marketers out there, they were blowing it up because they were
Mhm.
marketers.
Absolutely.
When you look at AI, you don't have marketers, you have
Mhm.
companies,
Absolutely.
Apple,
Yes.
Microsoft,
Yes.
Google,
Mhm.
Amazon. That goes to show you that this is not a game and you can't
Right.
sleep on that. Don't go to bed and put your head under the cover. Now, the
Absolutely.
other thing too is solar. It's
Mm.
not going anywhere. Clean energy is not going anywhere. And
Right.
if we keep an administration with the mindset that we have right now, it's definitely not going anywhere. But here's the
Yes.
thing. Here's how you know it's not going anywhere. When you can get a $9,000 credit if you're a homeowner for putting solar
Absolutely.
on your house, you got to know it's not going anywhere. That's money that the government is giving you. So,
Absolutely.
my job at the chamber is to empower people, educate people, uplift people, motivate people, but also help them, become more aware about what's out there. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I thank you for having me on here. I thank you for, the dumping ground and the work that you're doing because we need it. The more voices that we have out here in this space, the better we can equip people and empower people. It takes more than just my voice. So,
Yes. Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just one voice.
but no, you just one voice, but it's like a rock in the ripple of a pool or in the ocean. It ripples and it affects and changes. So you're in a position at the chamber to be able on the platform to be able to get into people listen and they trust you because of the influence that you are able to obtain in your resume, right? So you saying it now got me thinking like, solar. Maybe I need to Google that after, because you see the solar commercials or the different things, and you're like, what am I going to do with solar? But like you said, if we out here with these electrical cars, don't you think they're gonna try to do a electrical house? Like, don't you think
Yeah.
that is the next to go to? Like, I mean, hello, like it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just those smart ideas makes you start to investigate and start to research and stuff with University of YouTube. And they ain't even giving me no quarters, but I'm just gonna
And the other thing too is like there are so many great opportunities, but I think, and I have to say this, y'all, and y'all gotta forgive me, but it's how I feel. Our culture is such a wait and see type of culture. Let me wait and see. Let me wait and see. You do it first. Let me wait and see. We can't not be a wait and see type of culture because we're gonna get left behind. And so when people are talking and I'm gonna wait and see, and so their wait and see is let me see what she driving, let me see what she wearing, let me see what she carrying, and everybody else is just going. We can't do that anymore because we're gonna be left behind. And so when people are out there telling you, find out how to get, let me tell you something. You could have gone to jail, did 25 years, and come out and learn how to be a chatbot engineer, learn how to be a solar entrepreneur, and nobody would even know that because they're not checking your records because you're an entrepreneur. They're not checking records for that. They're not checking to see, did you do time? They want to know, can you get my electric bill down?
Could you help
Can
me?
you make my business more efficient? That's what and can you do it at a good price? And can you do it quickly? Can you get can you help us clean up the environment so we can breathe? I don't know about y'all, but I ain't really trying to go live on Mars. I get it. But I'm not, listen, I'm trying to keep the earth clean for the time I'm here. So I ain't really trying to, do y'all know it takes 240 days to get to Mars and you can't come back? No, not for me. It's not for me. So
Miss Audrey, you're dropping jewels here, like for real.
yeah, we gotta take these, start them, don't stop. I stopped twice. I only wish I had known what YouTube would become. Only wish I had known what podcasting would become. I looked at that thing and I was like, YouTube started in 2005. I started in 2006. I was sick to my stomach. I had a full-blown channel with TV production and everything. I had a producer that would come and produce my show. I was producing the show when it was real production back then. It wasn't me sitting at home in front of my camera. It was he bring the camera, set up all the lights, and do the show. Had I known what I know now.
Oh, you had a whole production. You have what people dream to have.
Yep. And it was on YouTube and it was on public access TV. And they canceled it on public access TV because they said it was too commercial. The real problem was it was too black. So it was called Sister Inc. And so they didn't like that. So the station manager canceled it. But when I went to North Carolina, I moved. My husband works in pharmaceutical. And I had my show in Jersey, my radio show called Women in Business Today. So I'm driving down the street in North Carolina, Rocky Mount, just trying to figure my way around. I see a TV station. I go into the TV station like, hey, I had a show in Jersey called Women in Business Today. How about we put this on TV? She was like, you want to put it on television? I was like, yeah. So we went on TV. So I was doing all this stuff way back then, and I dropped the ball. I don't want you guys to drop the ball because it's not going anywhere. It's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And the smarter technology becomes, the bigger it's going to get. We need to have some skin in the game. We need to have a foot in the door. A seat at the table. Build our own tables.
You just touch my heart because you are here, like even I see why you're in the position that you're. You're like you're an innovator. Like you ain't no just sit down. There's a saying that says you when you knock on a door or something and don't answer, you create a door. Like you are like an innovator. So you see something and you're gonna go for it. You're gonna try it and see, and you bringing people alongside you, and that's what we need to continue to do. Like, I don't want to be like us for no more. We have to get out of that mentality because reach one, teach one. Like, we can be better because you don't know the skills I might bring to the table. I don't know the skills that I see the skills that you bring to the table, but we can make each other better. We don't have to be afraid or in competition with one another because I run my lane, you run your lane. The competition is self, not you, not anyone else. Yeah, I have many people out here on the podcast street, but guess what? I'm gonna be me. I'm not trying to be them. I'm just trying to be my authentic self and bring solution. And you out here, part of the solution for 2024, out here in Gwinnett Women Chambers as the presidents, out here setting platforms for business owners to come and learn new skills and new trades or add on to what they currently have. And there's nothing wrong with adding on and bringing more benefit to what you currently have. Nothing wrong with that. So I'm excited for you to your event on Friday. I pray that you have an amazing turnout, and then you tell me what your next event is, because hopefully I could take time off at the corporate job so I can be there.
You don't want to be the next one, because the next one is going to be nice. So this one's going to be nice too, y'all. It's going to be nice. But so the next one is March 15th. It's the Gwinnett Women's Gala. So it's the annual awards and gala. It's a green affair. So come wearing green. So, you know.
What's my favorite color?
Is it?
Let me
tell you, I have my friends coming from Jersey, and we've been in chats like, what you think about this dress? What you think about this dress for like last week? So it's going to be a great event. But, you know, it's us honoring the women of our chamber, you know, showing them some love for the work that they do. Like I've gotten to know most of them personally. Some of them I haven't, because the membership is a little big, but for the most part, I've gotten to know some of them really on a personal level. So I know the type of work ethics they have. I know the type of heart that they have, you know, and we want to show some love to them. We want to show love to them because we see what they're doing. You know, we watched them for the last 11 months, so we know what they're doing. So that's going to be a Friday night, March 15th, 6 to 11. We plan on having a good time. We're going to show some love, but we're going to have some fun. So,
and you said the color is green, and it's
be seen. It's formal red tie. It's black tie, red carpet. Be seen in green is the theme. So every year we're going to try to do it. Because here's the theme, Lakeisha. I don't like events, right? So this is probably going. The goal is to make this event bigger and bigger every year. So we got one big event, you know. Yeah, it's Be Seen in Green, and it's going to be springtime coming around the corner. So that's green. You're just springing out.
New beginnings, new birth, new. Oh my God, that's green. Every time all my friends know I love green. That's my thing, because it reminds me of, just because it's dead now doesn't mean it gonna stay dead, because you can speak life into it and breathe life back into it, and that thing can come back to life and be back resurrected. You know what I'm saying? So that green, think about it's like flowers to me. You know, it goes in the winter time, right? But when it's a season, right, and it's properly cared for, that flower will bloom. Like that's what I think about green. You see, I got my green.
I see you got the green pen.
Yes. Okay. I was actually should have put on my green today, but I didn't. So I had already had my stuff out, what I was gonna wear tonight. So I was like, okay, but now next time. Ma'am.
The chamber colors are like green, orange, and purple, but our bold colors are green and orange. So we were like, well, do we do green or do we do orange? So we were like, let's do green. Like so that's how we got, because somebody asked, well, why did y'all pick green? Because the main colors in the logo is it's like a bunch of colors, but we kind of lean towards green and orange. And it's like, well, like I got an orange right now, because that's one of my favorite colors. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna do green. So it's the theme this year is Be Seen in Green. And what's crazy is, we already know that event is going to sell out, because I just looked at the check and see that everybody paid for a Friday. People have already started paying for March. And I was like, holy crap. So we know that event is going to sell out, but the goal is to just keep recognizing folks and to keep shining the spotlight on people and putting them on center stage so they can, you know, we can show them some love in the big scheme of things. So I'm excited, and I'm really excited about that. Like, I love tech, but I'm really excited about that.
Oh my goodness. Well, tell people how they can find your shows or your books. Talk about your books. I know you have like 4 books. Talk about your books, where they can find your books. Like, how can we support you, Miss Audrey?
Yeah, so all of my books are on Amazon. So if you go to Amazon and you put in my name, Audrey Bell-Kearney, you're gonna pull up all my books. You're gonna pull up my Alexa skills, because if you got a Alexa in your house, if you say, Alexa, you know, open Good Morning Gwinnett, it'll play the latest episode of Good Morning Gwinnett. So I told you I like tech girl. I'm a tech girl.
I see you a tech girl, honey.
So, and then if you can't do that, you know, go to the website, goodmorninggwinnett.com. It's a full-blown news site. So I podcast 4 days a week live, which I love doing that. I just changed it around. Let me tell you what happened. Can I tell you a quick story about that?
Yes.
Okay, so I love podcasting. I've been podcasting since 2009. I started to get serious in 2018. I was like, okay, I'm getting back in the game. I'm gonna be serious. So I've done today was my 1046th episode of Good Morning Gwinnett today. And it was funny because when I decided I wanted to do it, I wanted it to be like radio, right? So I played music and the horoscopes and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, my number should be higher. So this is me moaning and groaning. My number should be higher because, somebody on YouTube has said, and this is funny. Your numbers probably will be higher, but you have too much fluff in the show. And I was like, so then, your ego popping. And I was like, well, that's the format of the show. This is me, right? But then I thought about it. I said, okay, Audrey, do you want to have fluff or do you want to have an uber successful show? Wow. And she was very nice. She said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm trying to get to the part that you talked about. You were going to talk about. I'm 6 minutes and 27 seconds in, and I'm still not there. And she was really nice. And my first response was, that's the format of my show. But then I thought about it. You know what? I need to pivot the show. If I wanted to do what I wanted to do, I need to pivot. So, I said all that to say, sometimes you have to listen to the listeners.
Yes.
So goodmorninggwinnett.com, full-blown news site. If you got news, we got a space for you. And then Good Morning Gwinnett, the podcast. If you are, in Georgia and you want to become a Gwinnett member of the Gwinnett Women's Chamber, please, you don't have to live in Gwinnett County. People ask me that all the time. No, you don't. You go to GwinnettWomen'sChamber.com. You don't have to live in the county to become a member. You can take advantage of all of our opportunities. We do a lot of media exposure because I am in media for our members, because we know that as small and micro businesses, a lot of times they're working in the business. Like they don't have time to go out and do all this networking and all this stuff. So, because of what I'm in, I put them in the magazine. I'll give them spotlights on the show sometime. They get whatever I can do to help our members grow is what I do. So you don't have to be in the state of Georgia. If you need more exposure, our exposure plan is better than any for a chamber. It is, I'm proud of that. But that's because I run the company. So I'm giving you free because you're on this side over here. So I understand what you're doing. So, and for me, it's a labor of love.
I'm about to go on GwinnettChamber.com.
By all means, come on in. I need more voices.
I've been seeing, I have a couple of people who've been on my show and they've been telling me about it. And I'm like, I don't, the ignorance of it, like, what is that? What I got to do with that, right? But not really just taking the time to dig in to see exactly what it is. But I'm glad that you're here to set our tone.
Yeah.
2024. So I know what it is now, and I know who's the president and and your heart and what you believe in, and how you are also out here in this community helping, serving, and pushing people forward, because that's our goal. So I know now. So now it's my time to sign up to be a part of this amazing
because I need more voices. I need more voices. I need to be able to put people on other platforms so they can get exposure. Because listen, I see them. They're working hard, Makisha. Like they're working hard. They're trying to manage the kids. They're trying to keep the husband happy. They're working hard. And exposure is something that a lot of them just don't have time or the budget to do. So, I try to tell people, look, y'all can front if you want to. Podcasting is media all day long and twice on Sunday. So you can say what you want to say, but if you went to go run an ad on Spotify, let me know how that work out for you. I talk 4 days a week, and guess where I am? I'm on Spotify. You know what I'm saying? But you want to run an ad on Spotify. Why? When you can just talk for free, or you can go get on somebody's podcast. So you got to understand, like, a lot of people don't get it. They don't understand that we are in media. I've been podcasting for so long. As a matter of fact, are you going to Podfest next week?
What is that at?
It's in Florida. It's the second largest podcast conference in the United States. The first one is podcast. What's the first? I don't even go to that one. It's called Podcast. Podfest is the second largest. What's the first one? It's podcast. Guys, it's pod something. But ours is Podfest. It's huge. And I've been speaking for the last 4 years.
Shut up.
It's huge. It's huge every year. Like the second year I went, that was the last time we went before the pandemic hit. We had 1,000 people there. It was
Wait.
amazing.
Stop. Is this not this thing? It's called no, it's another one because it's an award they give to the best podcast person. Oh
I think you're
god.
talking about the streamies.
I can't remember. It could be.
The streaming they give awards, and that's out in LA. This one is in Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Look at you out here dropping jewels, honey.
Let me tell you something. You will love that.
Okay. Yeah.
If you can't make it this year, put it on your calendar for next year. You would absolutely love it because it's a whole bunch of people just like you talking what you talk about. It's the most fascinating thing ever.
Oh my god! And this in Orlando.
It's in Orlando.
So you gave me 2 assignments. My first assignment is to go and become a member of the Chamber of Commerce for Gwinnett.
Make sure you say women's, Gwinnett Women's Chamber.com. Yes.
Women. Yes. And my next assignment is to sign up for the gala March the 15th.
Yes.
Right? All right. I'm girl. And we're gonna wear green because that's my favorite color. All right. Yeah. And then my next goal is the Pod Fest, which is in Orlando. And you are you a speaker this year too?
I am a speaker this year too.
Oh my girl. You out here shaking hands and kissing babies. Look at you.
Listen, believe it or not, people want me to shake hands and kiss baby. I've said no. Nope.
Oh my God.
This is my lane. I kiss the babies if they come in my lane. I'm not getting out of my lane to kiss the babies.
Absolutely. Well, man, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for setting the tone.
Thank you for having me.
2024. I'm going to have to check out your Good Morning Gwinnett. And like you said, you tech. I don't have Alexa. I have Siri. But I'll just type the information there or ask Siri to pull it up. Technology is so amazing, especially, it's a man's world and technology, but to have you there as a global footprint too, it's amazing. And thank you so much for representing us on the Gwinnett Women's Chambers. Thank you so much for being that representation and out here pushing people to their greatness and spotlighting them and just celebrating their wins with them, because that's what it's about, man. Serving each other, building community and networking in the community and pushing each person towards their purpose. So that's what we're here to do for this year and probably until infinity, because it seemed to be more my wheelhouse, my purpose, right? Yeah. So that's what we're here to do on the dumping ground. So do you have anything else you want to share with our listeners and our team and our group?
I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm always behind the mic, so it's always good to be on the other side to share and talk about what we're doing. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to share more about what we're doing at GWC, as well as what I do for Good Morning Gwinnett. And listen, if you need me for anything, reach out. You got all my contact information. Just reach out, and listen, get your green dress now, because I got, people gonna be looking cute in green. So come on through. And just if you get a chance, check out Podfest. If you get a chance, check out Black Pod Collective. That's it. Black Pod Collective. Yes. So I spoke there last year. So check them out. Ona is amazing. She's amazing. She started Black Pod Collective. Her name is Ona. She started Black Pod Collective. She's amazing. The whole collective is amazing. She probably has one of the best Black podcast organizations out here. Next Afrotech. Afrotech is huge, so it's kind of like next Afrotech. But check that one out, and then check out She Podcast. So that's another one. So these are all amazing events, and I'm sure you would just love.
Oh my gosh, you have put a sister on game. I am so excited. I'm definitely you see, I'm over here just scratching. Hope I can read this chicken hand scratch. I might be saying, what do you want to say? So thank you so much. We honor you. Thank you for taking this podcast world, taking this media world, representing us, and continue to be successful. I will be checking out Good Morning Gwinnett. That is so dope. And I look forward to, so guess what? In 9 months, we're going to have you back on to see what other adventures and other endeavors that you have. And you'll be on with a bunch of more business owners, and we could share and pour into each other. So that's coming up this year. Last year we've been trying to get dates, but with business owners, it's like,
Yeah.
I can't do this. I can't. So it was kind of hard to juggle. So I was like, maybe after our anniversary show, we'll do the big business owners to come back on the panel, but you'll probably be back in 9 months, because it's like having a baby. In 9 months,
I thought that's what you was about to tell me. You was like, in 9 months, I'm like, she's having a baby. I thought that's what you were about to say.
No, your business is your baby, lady. You know what I'm saying? So, and we want to have you back to see, as what you've done, what you've learned, so we can also, get that same knowledge and help each other. And we'll have you on a panel and all that good stuff. So I look forward to seeing all the goodness that you continue to make a difference in Gwinnett and above in the future, and all the other places that you touch. And congratulations on your 1046th episode. I caught that. That is stupendously exciting. I mean, oh my gosh, like, you are really out here making records and making strides. So again, we want to celebrate your win, and we appreciate you so much from the bottom of my heart. And we thank you so much for rocking with the Dumping Ground tonight.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Okay.
I didn't cough a lot. So I was like, thank God.
You did great.
You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much, Miss Audrey. If you have anything else you want to say.
I'm good. Listen, if you got 3 hours. If you want to come to the Georgia AI Summit, go to georgiaisummit.com 3 hours before registration close. Would love to see you guys there.
She about to clean, shut it down.
Right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. And you have an amazing Tuesday evening, okay?
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.